Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the KR universe. The Musings of the Knights of Rizal has decided to come up with a presentation with regards to the articles of the Knights of Rizal bylaws and the election year 2023 Supreme Council elections. There has been some queries and questions. I decided to come up with a review of the articles of the bylaws and do some annotations about it. I welcome all of any discussions. I do not hold monopoly of the information about this, so the Supreme Council obviously and the Council of Elders has the ultimate authority to interpret the bylaws and what is good for the Knights of Rizal. But anyway, here is my short presentation about the bylaws of the Knights of Rizal and the 2023 Supreme Council elections. Article 11 is the last article of the bylaws, and it's entitled Effectivity. When will this bylaws take into effect? Section 1. These 2018 amended bylaws of the Knights of Rizal shall take effect on June 19, 2018. June 19 is the traditional start of the term of the Supreme Council. Approved and ratified on this 27th day of May 2018 during the Biennial General Assembly and election of the Supreme Council Trustees for Rizalian years 2018-2020 at Manila Hotel. In the Rizalian year 2018-2020, Sir Justice Elihu Ibanez was chosen to be the Supreme Commander for that Rizalian year. Article 7, Administration. I think this is the heart of the bylaws about the queries about the elections. Section 3. The executive officer shall hold their respective offices for a term of 2 years following their elections. Executive officers meaning the Executive Council. And this is to commence on June 19 of the same year and until their successors are duly elected and qualified. A trustee who has served as Supreme Commander cannot be elected in any other position in the order. So in other words, the Supreme Commander is not only one term, but also cannot run for a different position in the Supreme Council, according to this sentence. No trustee can be elected for more than 3 consecutive terms. 3 consecutive terms, 2 years is the term, so that will be 6 years consecutively. Again, the Supreme Commander has only 1 term and cannot run in any other position, and no trustee can be elected for a consecutive of 3 terms for a total of 6 years. Article 8, Election of the Supreme Trustees. So Article 7 and Article 8 are very important in this discussion. Section 1, Election. The election for the 9 trustees of the Supreme Council shall be done during the General Assembly, held every 2 years and the 4th Sunday of May, of the designated year. If we are going to name 2023 as the designated year, the fourth Sunday of May is May 28th. According to our bylaws, we should be having an assembly on May 28th, 2023. And this is in the city of Manila and rotated in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao whenever beneficial and practicable. So the qualifier is whenever beneficial and practicable. It could be rotated. Section 4, qualified voters. So this tells us who is qualified to vote. Those qualified to vote for the 9 trustees shall be classified as follows. 1. Individual voter. And who are those individual voters? A member of the Council of Elders, a trustee of the Supreme Council, a KGCR, a KOR, a lifetime member, also with the rank of KCR. As you know, if you become a lifetime member, you're automatically elevated to the rank of KCR, a deputy a chapter commander, a deputy chapter commander, and a chapter chancellor shall be entitled to 1 vote each. So it is you're elected, you are allowed to vote as an individual if you are a member of the Council of Elders, a trustee of the Supreme Council, if you are the rank minimum of KGCR, and in your chapter, the chapter commander, the deputy chapter commander, and the chancellor are all qualified for 1 vote each. Again, provided that a member is entitled to only 1 vote regardless of rank and number of his positions. There is some questions about this. The one question is, if you are a KCR and also a chapter commander, you do not get 2 votes. You only get 1 vote. If you qualify for the multiple qualifications in the 1 vote, each person would only have 1 vote. So another one is the chapter vote. Now the chapter vote is for the chapters. Obviously, the chapter shall be entitled to 1 vote for the first 5 of its members. So every 5 members, first 5 members, you have 1 chapter vote. Each chapter shall be entitled to additional 1 vote for every additional 15 members. So after the 5 initial members of 1 vote, thereafter additional 15 would entitle you to another vote. So if you have 5 members and another 15 members, which is exclusive, so that 5 cannot be part of the 15, you are again entitled to 1 vote. So for instance, you have a total of 20 members, 5 and 15, you are entitled to 2 votes, 2 chapter votes, and or fraction thereof in excess of the first 5 of its members. The chapter vote shall be cast by an electoral delegate or alternate electoral delegate selected by the concerned selected by the concerned chapter council from among its members. So that is one of the sticky parts, the chapter vote. But there's only two ways to vote. You get an individual vote or a chapter vote. Now, Section 7, list of qualified voters. This list of qualified voters will be coming from the electoral tribunal. It says the election tribunal shall cause the publication of a certified list of qualified voters at least 60 calendar days prior to the date of the election. If the election is supposedly May 28th, you go back 60 days and the certified list should come out 60 days prior to May 28th. Only qualified voters included in the list shall be allowed to vote. Any complaint regarding the eligibility of a voter in the list or the non-inclusion of qualified voters therein shall be filed within 1 week after the date of publication of the electoral tribunal, specifying in writing the reasons thereof. The tribunal shall render its decision on the complaint within 1 week after its filing. Its decision shall be final. So this sentence here, paragraph here, actually refers to the voters list, qualified voters list. Section 12. Subject to appropriate rules and regulations, the Supreme Council may allow the use of postal, email, and other technological ways for casting of votes in the election of the trustees. Last 2020, 2022, we elected by virtual election. This article, section 12, gave us the right to have election, submit our votes through quote-unquote other technological ways. So I hope that helps the Knights in deciphering what the bylaws, 2018 KOR bylaws, and the 2023 Supreme Council elections. Again, the Supreme Council and the Council of Elders, in their infinite wisdom, are the authorities in qualifying the bylaws and officially giving its ruling as to the articles in the bylaws. However, as members, we have the opportunity to inject our thoughts and maybe be able to be heard, and our stance or our thoughts could be considered by the Supreme Council and the Council of Elders with regards to the question of the timing of the 2023 Supreme Council elections. Again, thank you so much for listening, and I hope that this has clarified some of the qualifications printed in the 2018 Knights of Rizal bylaws. Thank you so much, and Nanam Nis Moryar.